Remember, don't be in a rush, right? The same calmness that we had when we traded live yesterday is the same calmness I want you guys to have today. SPX off the 2 hour. SPX doesn't have any data. You can look at ES maybe off the 2 hour, but SPX doesn't have any data off the 2 hour that you can go off of right now. You recording this? I'm not, because I'm also streaming. So if I try to do both at the same time, I think it's gonna mess with audios either on the stream or in Zoom. But I'll have the recording that I can throw up from Streamlabs. All right, so let's see what the market wants to do. I'll have the recording for you guys. I'll post it. I think I have the one from yesterday too, so I'll post that. Okay, so Netflix kind of pulled back here. You know, if we can get back through 11:30, Netflix wouldn't be a bad trade to take to try to look for the upside. Remember, if it wants to show its hand and go to the downside, you know, take the setup that is being presented to you. I'll even look at these contracts for Netflix as well. Let's take a look here. So yeah, Netflix contracts aren't like, I mean, they're pretty expensive, but they're not like outlandishly out of this world crazy. Kind of. Well, I guess for it to be a Thursday, kind of, yeah. You could trade NFLU if Netflix is too high. Good point. That's a great point. All right, so IWM, you have a fail 2 up, fail 2 down off the 1 hour. Let me actually do this for the stream. Let's do QQQ. Okay, so we got SPX back over 6,700. Market looking a little bit more bullish today. We're still just gonna watch it and let it play its hand. No need to rush to be in a position right now. No need to be in a rush. We do want to watch QQQ back over 607.50. Could make a push to 609.38. Let's pull up Tesla over here as well. Okay, so Tesla is continuously selling off as well. Shout out to everybody that took TSLL overnight. Should be paying pretty nicely here. I don't know why this isn't on the 6 hour. Okay. All right, no reason to be in anything right now, y'all. No reason to be in any trades at this particular moment. Also, for those of you guys who are here on the Zoom, I'm streaming right now too. So if you guys hear me answering questions, just disregard it. Man, I have to learn this. Definitely got to tap in and learn it. Got to. Okay, so IWM is looking a little bit stronger here. Be careful with any rushed entries, guys. Still just wait to see what price wants to do. Now notice how IWM also gave you this failed 2 down, 2 up off the 1 hour. Kind of want to keep this in mind to see if we can get a continuation here. right, so we got SPX back close to 67.10. It's possible we could see this move higher to 67.24. So if we can get QQQ back through 606 and SPX back through 67.24, I think we'll look a lot more bullish on the market today. So right now we're just letting it do what it does. All right, so you got Tesla pulling back even deeper. It's possible Tesla could pull back to about 400. So if you guys are still in TSLL trade, you know, just mark off the next level from your TP because you guys should be already in the money, more than likely. All right, so there's a lot of bullish momentum being bought up right here, or being stepping in right now. So IWM just triggered a 2-2 continuation. That 1 hour on IWM does not look bad. We're coming up on previous year highs and Monday's lows. SPX looking really good. QQQ looking really strong here. IWM forming a 3-bar on the 15-minute. Love it. You guys can also use the 15-minute as a trigger as well. A shout out to Nova sending that out 50% on TSLL. If you guys want to take some profits and leave runners, you can. All right, so IWM here, if we break through Monday's highs, is going to flip into a 3-bar on the 2-hour time frame. So if we flip this into a 3-bar here at 244.80 or 244.85, it flips into a 3-bar on the 2-hour. So you can use this to see if we get a continuation back through. It's possible we could even see 246.30 today if it can get through there. All right, so SPX looks really good. SPX looks like it wants 67.24 today, maybe even 67.32 as well. What are we looking at right now? Right here on this chart, you have QQQ on a 30-minute. Right here, you have QQQ on the 1 hour. Over here, you have IWM on the 1 hour, and then you have IWM on a 30-minute. I have it on this other side of my monitor as well, but because I'm streaming, these are the 4 that I want you guys to see because these are the main ones I'm looking at, and SPX, which is over here on the left, but you can't see it. Okay, so Tesla's defending these previous week lows at 414. So you can look, if Tesla can get back through 420, it can see 425 and then 432. Netflix kind of just holding steady. IWM has officially flipped into a 3-bar on the 2 hour. So remember, this is also in alignment with 10 a.m. So if you want to wait until 10 a.m. you can look at IWM from the 2 hour, and you can look at it from a 30-minute orb standpoint as well to see where price is at. What camera is this? This is a Sony a6700. Got some 30-minute, got some OBs in the 30-minute IWM. We're just going to have to see what it wants to do. SPX is making that stronger push higher. This is the type of strength you want to see right here. SPX can get to 67.24 and even 67.32. All right, so IWM, you have it coming back up on previous year highs here at 245. If we can get through 245, we can see maybe even 246.30 on IWM. Meta's crawling up, man. Meta's on a ban list indefinitely. Do you teach people how to invest? Yeah, I'm trading with my group right now. You guys can't see them because we're on Zoom. But yeah, I have pretty much everyone here. I got people on YouTube, Zoom. Everyone's pretty much watching it live. All right, guys. So look at Tesla on the 30-minute. Look at this candle. Right, this is directly from the candlestick anatomy course. Although this candle still has about 19 minutes until it prints, this is a strong bullish rejection or bearish rejection. So as you guys can see, you have bulls stepping back in. We're directly back through 420. If you want to look to take Tesla, you can look at TSLL calls. But Tesla, like I said, can get back up to 432, maybe even 435. Size for 0 on those because it is Thursday. It is Thursday. QQQ, a lot of strength here. I would probably dodge SPX from a relative strength standpoint. It doesn't have as much strength as QQQ and IWM does right now. Yeah, IWM looks really, really strong right now. Okay, so IWM is going to flip into a 3-bar on the 4-hour as well. So this could potentially set up for a move to 246.30, but we'll just have to see how the market wants to move. Don't forget, I forgot to say this as well. We have Trump speaking at 3 p.m. today. So be a little more cautious later in the day. You know, take profits and go. And then you can maybe catch a reaction to whatever he says if he ends up being on time, which more than likely he probably won't. Okay, so Meta is back through 738. It's possible we could see 747 today on Meta at this level here. So ideally for confirmation, I will wait until we get through 740.50. How much does it cost to get trained on all of this? So my group is currently full. But I have a lot of free information out there that you can check out. You can just click the link in my bio, or if you want to come to something more advanced, I have a live trading workshop this Sunday at 7 p.m. It's free to come to, but you can click right here and you can reserve a free seat. You can just click right there. Okay, so market's kind of slowing up a little bit here. Just want to watch. All right, so IWM is up about $1 right now. It's a really strong open move. QQQ's closing in on 607. Is this day trading? Yes, it is. All right, so IWM looks like it wants to fill this gap fully at 245.53, which is also previous day lows. So it'll fill this gap fully at that level. If you guys did take the early entry, that would be my first take profit. So notice, even when we talked about it, right, that failed 2 down on the 1 hour, right? You can use this as an entry. It gave you a chance to get in, and then it completely shot off and took off. And then now you just have your TP. But market looks really strong here. You got SPX coming back up on 67.24. Me personally, I'm just being patient. I don't need to be rushing into this. What's up, Karina? Are you in anything yet? Nope, not yet. Not at the moment. Just kind of watching right now. All right, so you got Meta with a lot of strength here. Back through 739. Like I said, it could see 747 this week or even today. If it gets back through 740, you guys can look at Meta calls. You can even do probably 750s, and then if you want to swing it, you can go 760s for next week. Man, look at IWM. All right, y'all. So QQQ has fully filled the gap here at 607.50. So the gap has been fully filled. You got SPX closing back in on 67.24 as well. I just switched from futures to options. That's crazy. I've heard a lot of options traders actually switch to futures. Meta has the most relative strength out of the Magnificent Seven right now, everybody. So if you're gonna look for anything, I probably wouldn't touch Tesla right now. Meta is probably the strongest one to take, honestly. I'm waiting till 10. Yeah, same here. Just vibing. How much do I need to start trading? Honestly, if you don't have a job, or if you don't have like a consistent cash flow in business, like, I don't recommend trading. I think too many people try to jump into trading and try to change their life overnight, when trading is really a tool to be able to grow money. And this is just my personal opinion. Obviously, I've been doing it for some time now, and I've seen a lot of people come and go, and that's why I say that. The best thing you could do is do this on the side of your main thing, and then let that main thing fuel this, so this thing can be your main thing one day, if that makes sense. All right, so you got IWM pulling back pretty hefty here. That's why I didn't want to chase this. I'd rather just kind of just be patient. But if it decides to keep going, we'll look for an entry from there. But 10 a.m. is in about 12 minutes, so we'll look for some entries from here. When does the market close? 4 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Eastern. All right, so you got QQQ back at pre-market highs here at 607.50. You got SPX closing in on 67.24. IWM had a bit of a pullback, but the market looks really strong right now at open. But like I said, I'm still gonna wait until 10 a.m. I think my camera needs to be plugged up. 1 second. Okay. There we go. IWM had a couple of liquidity grabs. Okay, so there's QQQ through pre-market highs here. You got SPX breaking above 67.24 here too. Meta is back through 740. So if you guys are in calls on Meta, like I said, your target is 747. We're currently at 741 right now. Man, look at the market go. Oh my goodness. Yeah. SPX is back through 67.24. Like I said, it can get to 67.32, maybe even 67.50 today. Boy, oh boy. This is a super strong move right out of the gate. Meta is pretty much carrying. Tesla is now back at 422. You could see 425 next. All right, so you got IWM coming back on previous day lows here as well. Okay, so IWM, you have a 3-bar on the 4-hour, 2-hour, and then you have this strong push up on the 1-hour, come back on previous day lows. This is a super explosive move. Previous day lows has now been pushed through. You got QQQ back at 608.40. Man, the market is just resilient. Yeah, SPX looks like it may want 67.50. I mean, we could even retest all-time highs at 67.64 today. It's very possible with this type of push here. Nvidia going too crazy. I literally just moved it off my chart to put up Apple, but Netflix isn't really doing much, so I'm gonna put Nvidia right here. Yeah, Nvidia is going crazy. Meta is going crazy. Thursday are my favorite days. Thursday are pretty good. You know, they're pretty volatile. Usually a lot of volume on Thursdays. All right, so 10 a.m. is coming up in about 6 minutes. I know what it feels like. Look, I get it. Some of y'all are watching this right now. Y'all like, man, I should be in something right now. It's all good. You know, there's always another trade. Always another trade. You ain't missing nothing. Look, you know, you still in the first 30 minutes of the race. Just take a deep breath. Took the 5-minute candle above the break of the 2-hour bar, 2-bar at market open. Just quick 50%. Let's go, Chloe. Let's go. Yeah, what could you have done to take IWM? I mean, you could have just taken the failed 2 down. It gave you a re-entry. Honestly, you could have just taken that. So IWM, huge pullback off that previous day low. This is why you have your price can go, right? So, you know, granted, can it push back through? Sure, right? But right now, it looks like we're getting a bit of a sell-off tab bit here at the open, or right before 10 a.m. So like this is another thing, right? TSA. don't try to catch a falling knife in a sense where you're trying to short this right now. Just because it's slowing up a little bit and just because it's having a bit of a pullback doesn't mean you jump into shorts. You always wait for a reason to get in shorts. Hit it almost to the cent in reverse. Learning how to mark out learning how to mark key. Mark is the key. It definitely is. You gotta have these levels. Have to, because price is likely to just revisit them, and when they break them, you'll see a lot of momentum. So like if we get through 245.53, you'll see a nice push up into 246. But yeah, like this isn't a time where you short this, because when this candle closes, if it closes with a strong body closure, I mean, you could get stopped out within the first 3 minutes of you taking the trade if you were trying to short this. So Tesla, you got us back at 425, or right under 425 here. Like I said, if Tesla gets back through 425, we could see 432. You can see 432 next. Tesla looks really strong here, off that dip from previous week lows. It's up about 10 points now. So like I said, if you took TSLO calls, you should be good. AMD going crazy too. Market moving, man. Tech is just a different ball game, man. It's a different ball game. Also, the 5-minute confirmation has really been the game changer for me. Thank you so much for teaching that. Keeps me from jumping into losing trades. No problem. Yeah, that's something that I was having trouble with for a very long time. It's just, as soon as I get into the trade, it instantly reverses on me. And once you have that 5-minute, and once you're able to confirm before jumping in, man, it does change the game, literally. Now, will it humble you sometimes? Because granted, sometimes sometimes a trade can just take off straight from there, and you might not be able to get filled. But you'd rather have the confidence than be feeling like you need to chase. Super new, but just watching it live and learning at the same time is pretty cool. Definitely learning and applying. Love it, love it, love it. Glad you're enjoying it, man. Glad you are enjoying it. All right, so we got 2 minutes on this 30-minute candle. All right, Netflix just triggered the downside. Let me actually just move this over here. Netflix is triggering the downside here. So notice how we faked out the upside, which was our trigger, right? Didn't quite break through, and now it's triggering the downside. So Netflix, you can see 1100 and even 1091. So you use the 30-minute to confirm the 5-minute breakout. I use the 5-minute to confirm a 30-minute breakout. Lord, I can't read this. Jada, you just got to keep coming back to the lives. You got to keep coming back to the lives. I promise. I have all these videos out there for free for you guys to learn the strat and all this stuff. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people don't really remember during the day when you're trading, right? TSA, we talked about this in class. It's just being really self-aware. Keep in mind the time of the day when you are looking at the charts. So 10 a.m. is coming up. 10 a.m. is usually a time where you get a lot of volume. So you have a lot of traders who usually sit out during the first 30 minutes. So when you hear people say 10 a.m. is trend time, that means the market tends to pick a direction, which also usually happens too, is either you get a really strong push at 10 a.m. or you get a reversal at 10 a.m. Which is why sometimes it's better to wait until 10 a.m. because you could be in a position from, let's say, 9:40 up until 10, and then the entire trade reverses on you. Now, I'm not saying this to change your bias or how you're looking at the market. I'm saying this in a way where I want you to be informed. So when you're looking at the market and you're trading on your own at 10 a.m., you need to keep in mind that it's a potential that there's going to be a lot of volume that comes in the opposite direction of your particular trade. This is just, again, not something you need to exit trades early or anything like that. You just need to mitigate your losses, right? And control your positions when you are trading. Okay. So we got the 10 a.m. candle printing in about 30 seconds. IWM looks the best out of everything to take. So I think a 30-minute orb here on IWM looking for a continuation. This is a strong body candle closure here on the 1 hour as well. The 6 hour, I mean the 4 hour and the 2 hour look really good. So I'm gonna look for a position here on IWM 30-minute orb. More than likely, I'm just gonna size for 0 on this. I'm not gonna enter too crazy heavy. Okay, so 30-minute orb has happened, right? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna drop down to a 5 here on IWM. Right, so this is very strong push up. So it's pretty much broken and it's running. So I'm gonna look for calls here on IWM. And I'm going to size for 0. So let's see here. Okay, so I haven't entered just yet. I'm just waiting for more confirmation. Let's see how this 5-minute candle looks first. QQQ makes more sense than IWM because it's staying above the gap. Not necessarily. Oh my goodness. Okay, good thing we didn't just take that entry right there. Okay, so IWM looks like a pretty nasty pullback here. Like I said, I'm not looking to short this. I'm looking for longs. So I'm just looking for a buy-in position. What does size for 0 mean? It means you enter the trade with an amount of money you're okay with losing. So since we trade options, there's a lot of theta that eats at your contracts. And a lot of times what can happen is, you know, you can take a trade, and if it goes directly against you, the theta will eat the contracts, meaning like the contracts will lose value. I know my camera just went out, y'all. I'm turning it back on. What's up with this camera, bro? So not in a rush to jump into IWM. All right, just kind of waiting to see. Ideally, I can look for an entry off this 244.97 level if it does pull back here. Sorry guys, my camera keeps overheating. IWM looks like it hit the resistance level, so it might stay stagnant. Yeah, I'm kind of just watching. This is previous day lows, and it's giving you an actionable signal off of these lows here of yesterday's lows. So I want to see if this is a reversal setting up or what's going on. But right now we're watching the 5-minute for more confirmation. So TSA, notice how, you know, I went down to the 5-minute. I waited for confirmation. I didn't take the trade, and then look what happens, right? So if you would have taken this initially, soon as the 30-minute orb hit, soon as, you know, 10 a.m. hits, you just enter the trade. If you do that, a lot of times, like I said, at 10 a.m. you can get a lot of reversals. So you might get into the trade too quickly, right? And then you might have been able to get a better entry, because I'm still long on this, right? My overall perception of this for this trade is still in an uptrend. So I'm still looking for calls, but you might be able to just buy in at a cheaper price. Right? Like if this pulls back to this level here, then I can add to this position. And now my stop loss, you know, if I do trade with a stop loss, I can put a 50% stop on, right? And, you know, my stop loss is higher likelihood for it to work out in my favor. Is this making sense? Good, good, good. So there's the sell-off here. Yeah, this is a really strong sell-off right here from this level. This is why you just got to be patient. You got to be patient. There's no reason to be fluttered and just ready to move so much. Okay, so I'm gonna look for a position right here off this level for calls on IWM. It either works or it doesn't. I size for 0 on it. So let's see if we can get filled. Okay, so I'm filled on IWM calls right here. I am filled on IWM calls right here, y'all. And I size for 0. So I'm looking for the upside move, right? This is a pullback, so we have a break, right? So let's go back up to the higher time frame. And either works or it doesn't. You have a break, and now you have a retest. What I'm looking for now is to get a bounce from this level back higher. So it either works or it doesn't. Like I said, I sized for 0 on the trade, so we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. And then target 1 will be back up here. And then target 2 will be right up here at this order block, just like that. And then what I could also do, I'm on 0 DTE, so same day contracts. And then what I could also do is I took this position here. So what I could come over and do is a long position here. This is something that I kind of wanted to try out and see if it helps at all with sitting in the trade. So yeah, there's the position right there. I'm so lost, it's all good. No gold? No, I'm not trading gold right now. I trade options. And remember guys, I size for 0, right? So it either works or it doesn't. And I didn't enter my full position for the entire day as far as capital for the day. I enter with a small amount. So now I still have capital to work with throughout the rest of the day. I could take another trade or two or three trades. So what I want to see from IWM is hopefully we can wick this VWAP. So we're at a 5-minute VWAP. I can even just go up to a higher time frame and watch, but we're at this 5-minute VWAP. I want to see if we can wick it and go back higher. So we'll see what it wants to do. We will see what it wants to do. I'm beyond lost. I got you. Yo, shout out to Ben. That's crazy. That's crazy. What's good, bro? I fuck with your content. But yeah, I got you, bro. If you want to learn this, I've been doing it for a minute, so I got you. This is options, right? Yeah, this is options. What's up, fam? What's good with it? My camera just keeps going out. But yeah, Ben, if you're still in here, just shoot me over a message, and I'll send you over some information that'll get you started. Obviously, it'd be free, but yeah, if you want to tap in, bro. Bro only helping because he is a celebrity. Y'all are getting the same information right now for free. What are you talking about? So he lost the trade? No, I'm still in the trade. I sized for 0. I just was using that just to see how it looked from a visual standpoint. I'm still in the trade. What the fuck is up with this camera, bro? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me fix the camera. It's a good trade for sure. Yeah, I'm okay with taking this. Going to hit the gym and let my plays go out. Sounds good, bro. All right, Dylan, I'll catch you later, man. Bro, what the fuck is up with the camera? Do you think IWM sees today's lows at 244? Honestly, I think we see the upside, but you know, the market is going to do what it wants to do. I just take the position that aligns with my strategy. All right, sounds good, Jalen. Sounds good, brother. I'm gonna let my camera sit off for like 2 minutes, y'all. I'm gonna let it sit off for 2 minutes because it just keeps dying. I need to get one of those forever batteries or whatever it's called. All right, so let's see how this candle closes on the 5 minute. Ideally, I would like to see a bit of a stronger candle closure, but that's what it's called, a dummy battery. Okay. Do I just order that from Amazon or I go to Best Buy or something? So is this 4 different trades? No, I'm only in one. I'm in IWM, this one right here. I'm in calls, so it's kind of working against me right now. Yeah, you could buy it from Best Buy, Micro Center, Amazon. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go grab one today, just so I don't have to keep having this issue. SPX creating a 2-1 setup on the 30. Yep. Yeah, we're getting a bit of a deeper pullback. IWM calls aren't working at this particular moment, but it's all good. Yeah, I started this is a very, very small position that I started in on IWM. I'm not going to average into them though. I'm just gonna let it ride. It's either gonna work or it doesn't. Again, I sized for 0 on the trade. What contracts did you do? I did 246 calls for IWM. I did 246s. I could have did 245s, but it's all good. Because if we get a more explosive move here, if we can get a reversal, I think it will be really good. What does size for 0 mean? Basically means you enter the trade with an amount of money you're okay with losing. Basically. Same 246 at 24 cents. Yeah, I got mine at 13 cents. That's why I waited to just get a good average, like a good buy-in price. So we'll see if it works or if it doesn't. You know, it is what it is. You just have your alert set, and the best thing you can do is just wait for price to show its hand. So remember, my first target is back at these highs, right? So I bought, so look at it like this, right? Let's say, for example purposes, let's say you buy 9 contracts, right? You have one take profit, you have a second take profit, and then you have an extreme target, right? This is for everyone in TSA, this is everyone for, in the live as well. So when you're options trading, one of the things that I do to make sure that I'm able to leave runners, which is, you know, being able to sit in the trade longer without your whole entire position being, in a position to be able to get liquidated, right? You're able to let some trades or let some of your contracts run to see if they want, if the move continues in your direction, right? So one of the things I'll do, right? I'll buy my contracts in thirds. So you can buy 3, you can buy 6, you can buy 9, you can buy 12, you can buy 15, so on and so forth, right? However many contracts you want to buy, just buy it in thirds. And then what I do, right, is when I take the position, I have my target. So for me, I took this entry here, right? So it's working against me right now. That's fine. I'm not going to average in, right? There's no point of me jumping back in and adding more to the position if it's not working out in my favor. I'm okay with the amount of money I put in. So it either works for me or it doesn't. Cool. I've already accepted, you know, the outcome, right? And that's the hardest part of trading, is accepting that this could go against you, especially when so many people are seeing everyone is always right. That's just not the case, right? So I have my entry and then I buy them in thirds, right? So if you bought, let's say 3, right? You sell 2 of the 3 contracts back at your first target, and then you can let the last third, right? Or you can let the last contract run to the next targets. And this is how you would do this. Like, you know, if this was working out in my favor, right? And then it hits my target, then I'll sell off 2 thirds. And then I'll let the rest of it run. And then if it, you know, hits my last couple targets, I'll just move my stop losses. Or I'll add a stop loss to it. So TSA, healthy attitude, absolutely. TSA, are you guys seeing it in real time, how that works? I was explaining it earlier a little bit, but this is how it works. And by doing so, you're able to let more of your trades run. And there's going to be times where those runners can go bring you back 300, 400, 500%. And guess what? You don't have to think about it at all. And the reason you don't have to really think about it is you got to think, if I just let the trade, if I leave the alarms, the alerts, right, and you already took majority of your profits at your first target, if I just leave my alerts, it either works or it doesn't, right? And you can just literally walk away. And then some days, you know, I'll do this, and some days I'll walk away, I'll go work out, and then I get the alert, and then look, boom, I'm 200, 300%, and now I'm sitting here at the gym. I just close out the trade and I go about my day. So yeah, I think if it hits 244, it could bounce back higher. It's definitely possible. You got the rest of the market kind of pulling back just a tad bit. So right now we're just vibing. So remember, my entry was up here. Okay, I sized for 0 on it. So I got the rest of the day on these contracts. 246s with that drop is 15 cents now. Yeah, I know I don't normally average into things, but I have more capital to play with for today. So if we do get back to this gap fill, I'll probably add some here. Like I said, I like the buy side. I like how QQQ is defending, excuse me, this level here, this pre-market high. But we just got to see what it wants to do, because this could literally flip right back and go 3 down. What is a gap fill? Basically, when a chart has an open space, when there's an open space on the chart, that means basically, you know, either buyers or sellers hasn't had a chance to fill up some of that space. So it's called a gap. It's just open. And a lot of times gaps will get filled. Are you trading on Webull? Yeah, I trade on Webull. I personally trade on Webull, yes. So you got IWM here at 244. I might buy 245 calls here. Let me see. And again, I just accept my position. Once I take it, it is what it is. Okay, so we've broken back through here. That's crazy. That actionable signal ended up triggering this downside move. And now we flipped into a 3-bar on the 30-minute. So I'm not going to average in on this yet. Sold off crazy. Yeah, this crazy sell-off right here. The rest of the market's selling off here too. So we'll see how price holds up on this end right here. I like Webull though. Webull's a really smooth platform, honestly. Turned into 3 on the 30. Yeah. That's why I didn't just add in on that gap fill right there. I kind of want to see what it wants to do here. Okay, so there's that push up right there. We just need to see how this candle closes. This doesn't close for a little minute though. I'm not done on the day yet, so. Let's see what IWM wants to do here at this 244 level. SPX needs to hold 6,700, and we need QQQ to hold 607 for us to see a bounce. If not, we could continue selling off. You got Meta pulling back a little bit. Nvidia getting bought back up here. IWM on the 4-hour looks like it getting crushed. Sheesh. It's crazy. As soon as I made a tweet about IWM, it seems like now the BS start coming. I'm never talking about IWM again. Especially on Twitter. You know, they be watching, man. They be watching, telling you. Don't, please keep the TSA. Yeah, man, I know. I'm tripping. I should have just kept it on the low, 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 low. Oh my goodness. No lie. It was not trading like this yet this whole last 2 weeks. Literally. All right, so you got QQQ back under 607. We need to see this level be held. Meta, but why did Robin tell me I'm in day trading too much? Yeah, you gotta use a cash account. Gotta use a cash account. This future is not options. What's good, Brody? Hope all is well. Yo, hope all is well with you, bro. Everything's blessed, man. I can't complain. Haven't been liking price action early in the morning. Yeah, low-key, I've been waiting until like 10 a.m. to kind of see. But 10 a.m. is hit or miss sometimes. I trade the Strat. This is what this is. These numbers and stuff. It's called the Strat, and then smart money concepts. So yeah, it looks like we're having a lot more selling pressure come back in. SPX might trigger this 2-2 reversal back to the downside here. So if SPX gets back under 6,700, I mean, we could see 66.90, even 66.72 today. So we just need to defend this level. Okay, so IWM is moving back towards our opening. This 2-2 reversal here on the 5-minute. Just watching. I added the IWM push to my watch list, up 90%. It's crazy. TSA is currently closed, the paid version, so there's no way to join TSA at this particular moment. But this Sunday I'll be opening up free seats, not free seats, but seats into TSA. So you can just click right here and you can register for the live trading workshop this Sunday. Click right there. You think Beyond is done? I lost 1,700 on it. I need another opinion. Yeah, bro, it ain't looking too good. I mean, unless if you have shares, then you might be fine. Just keep holding. All right, so IWM very, very strong push off 244, almost up $1 now. Closing back in on our entry. See you, Amy. Have a great rest of your day, Amy. Yeah, we just vibing. Just vibing. Yo, thank you guys for the gifted. Appreciate you guys. It's love. Let's see how IWM closes here on the 5-minute. This is a major recovery. Huge recovery here on calls. If you guys took the calls off 244, man, those are paying right now. We just need to see how this 5-minute candle closes. If this closes back up over here, this thing might run like OD. I got in way back there at 244. Let's go, Heem. That was a great entry. That was a I normally don't average in, but that was a great average in price. And then if you just look at the higher time frames, I mean, we just retested these lows and now we're making our way back higher. If you did take that entry back here, your first target should be right here, and then second target, and then third target up here. So this candle closes in about 30 seconds. Let's see how it closes before we start counting the eggs before they hatch. This is a really strong push right here. Oh man, look at that 5-minute candle. That is a great closure on that candle. All right, so now we're coming right back at our entry price. So we could have got in at a better price. All good. So let's see if we can get back through 245. How do you find your targets? I always find my targets off higher time frames. So it's just support and resistance from like the daily or the 4-hour. That's where I find my targets at. Let's see how this 15-minute closes. Four-hour and 6-hour so key. Very. Gotta always keep an eye on them. What time is it? 10:30. So it's not bad. I think yesterday we were done at 10:30, which is crazy. So IWM, the rest of the market's pretty bullish here. That slight little dip that we had getting bought right back up. We should be back break even now, or down just slightly. I followed you, my boy. Yo, much love, man. Appreciate you, Sabi. All right, so if QQQ can get back through 608.50 and we can see SPX reclaim 67.24, we should be looking way more bullish on the day. IWM is huge recovery off those lows. Huge recovery. I'm glad I stumbled on your live. Appreciate that. Oh, it's Sabi. My bad, my bad. Okay, so this 15-minute candle closes in 2 minutes and 30 seconds as well. So we'll see how this closes as well. Bro, I gotta get this dummy battery ASAP. So let's see what the market wants to do. IWM, we're back break even here. Ideally, like I said, we want to get through 245. Excuse me, get through 245 and we should be smooth selling. Do you live trade every day? Nah, not every day. Usually like once or twice a week. Come on. There we go. So we got IWM closing back in at 245. Let's see what it wants to do at this level. We just broke this level. So let's see if we can get a close back over here, especially on this 15-minute. So this closes in about 30 seconds. So as long as this candle can hold and maybe even close above this blue line, this will look way better. It is such a hard time to be a bear, like for real. Okay, so this candle closes in about 3 seconds. Let's see how this closes. Okay, so it's not a bad candle closure here. So let's see if we can make this move back through 245 now. Yeah, every dip is just being bought up. It's been pretty difficult to swing shorts too. I mean, I know a few people who are getting just not learning a lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's not the market to be swinging shorts. So let's see if we can get back through 245. Great stuff. Headed out to work. Awesome to see the live action. No problem. Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you pulling up. Are you using an AI bot to buy calls? No. No, I'm not. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Just kind of hesitating around this level. Man, the market is struggling right now. Sheesh. Hey, I'm closing on IWM calls. Yeah, if you got in back at 244, you should be good. My position is at break even right now. I'm still trying to follow through. Trying to follow through and see if it wants to give me the move. It's actually a little bit more risky that I'm still sitting in this position, even though I see the price action dying out. But I entered with an amount I'm okay with losing at the end of the day. So for those of you guys who don't want to lose this one, you can close it out if you want to. But I'm gonna hold it. It either works or it doesn't at this point. I could care less what happens. I saw an ad on IG about an AI bot, and it had the same blue dots. That's why I asked. Oh, nah, I never heard of that. I'm in calls right now. So we're at break even right now on these calls. You have a Discord? I do. It's currently closed due to us being full. All right, so there goes IWM through 245. Let's see if we can hit our first take profit. We've been sitting in this for a pretty long time, no lie. We've been sitting in it for a pretty long time. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can get this push here. Bro, this camera sucks, bro. I don't understand how batteries could die this fast. Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna have to keep the camera off for a second, y'all. When did you enter these calls? I got in back here. After retested this VWAP, but it ended up breaking lower. I could have added on the position, but I don't average down personally. So anyone who did, you're getting paid really nicely on this move back up. But I didn't. So, but yeah, we should be at break even right now for this trade. So we went from being down all the way down here to now break even. So let's see what happens. Up 100%. Let's go, Heem. I wish I left some runners. Yeah, that's why you gotta buy them in thirds, bro. Sell your first 2/3 at your first target, and then let the last ones run. Just sold my first 2 cons, got 4 more. I would sell if you had 6, I would be selling 4 of them and then let the last 2 run. Sell 4 and then let the last 2 run. That way you're not over leveraged on them. So that way you still walk away with profits. All right, so IWM is closing in on our first target up here at 245.53. So we're slowly but surely getting there. Slowly but surely. Market's looking like it's holding up a little bit. So let's see what it wants to do. Went out the money at 248, so we'll see. Let's see. That's way out the money for IWM though. Honestly, I want to see if we can flip back green on this 1 hour. If we can get through 246 or 245.60, that'll be great. So we'll just have to see. Market moving so slow. Yeah, it's practicing patience. Gotta have that patience, yo. If we see QQQ get back through the high of the day, if we can get through like 609, the market will look really good. But right now it's just kind of inching up. So you just got to be patient here. All right, let's try the camera back on again. Okay, there's that push right there. QQQ looks like it wants 610 today. Just a little bit of a slower day, but you know, price shows its hand. Be ready to trade it. I'm not gonna lie, if you guys sat in these calls with me this whole time, I'm very proud of you guys. You know what I'm saying? Being in drawdown, watching yourself being drawdown and still trusting the trade, right? Like, I mean, at this point, a lot of people, you know, a lot of beginners, they'll lose faith in the trade once it breaks through here, right? But this is why I tell y'all, you know, the man, it was a struggle. I'm with you. The hardest thing about trading is controlling the emotions, right? And look at this, right? Look, if you would have closed these out for a loss, you would have been FOMOing out the goddamn zoo, trying to say, oh man, if I would have just kept holding it, if I would have did this, if I would have did that. And you know, this is why I always tell y'all, just be patient, right? Just be patient. There's no reason to rush, right? Like, no reason to rush. Biggest thing I took from you is close your P&L, watch price action. Yeah, like I have not checked my P&L at all. You gotta size accordingly. You have to. When does theta start eating on the same day contracts? Usually they're eating at them instantly. So like even right now, we're probably not even up big. Like on my contracts, I'm probably only up maybe 20% or something like that. So we are closing in on our first target. Super proud of all of y'all who sat through this, right? First target has now been hit on IWM. Shout out to everybody that sat through the madness. We sat through the madness. We made it happen, right? So we're currently up 50%. I'm going to sell my first third. I'm going to sell my first third here. So this is a 50% right here on this. So I'm going to do bam. Boom. Okay. So I just sold 2/3 of my contracts, up 160%, 166%. Only got 2 cons left. Let's go, Heem. Let's go. So we got IWM with a strong push back up. Okay. I sold my first 3 positions at 42%. So here's the receipts right here for the people watching. Bruh, this was my best trade ever. Let's go, Heem. So as you guys can see, this is today. You guys can see the screenshot, 10:38 a.m. So I still have some runners going now, and now I just have my alert set. So what I'll also do is I'll move my runners to break even. So my runners, I bought these at point. All right, so got these here, and then I'm gonna put a stop loss. So we'll do this at 0.80. Actually, we do 0.65. 0.50. Bam. And 0.10. Boom. So now I'm putting a stop loss on this. So I'm moving my stop loss up, and then I'm adding a take profit here. Boom. So now this is completely hands-off risk trade now. So how did I just do this, right? How did I just do all this? So let's talk about this. So number one, we took this trade back here, right? We took calls on a retest of this break, right? So we took calls here, right? We sat through all of the downside, right? We could have averaged in here. So some of you did. Shout out to everybody who did, right? We could have averaged in here. I didn't. I don't normally average into trades because guess what? If it didn't work in my favor, right, this could have easily went back in the opposite direction. I would have lost more money, right? So you got to be careful with averaging down. So we rode it all the way back up. We hit our first take profit right here. I sold, you know, let's say, if, you know, I sold 2/3 of my contract. So if I bought 3 contracts, I sold 2/3 of them. So now I'm taking profits off the table. And now with my last contract, or with my last third of my contracts, I put my stop loss at break even. So even if the trade doesn't work against me, it just closes out my last contract at break even. I don't lose anything, right? And now I put another order in where, hey, it has a take profit. So basically, if I get stopped out, I'll probably get stopped out somewhere down here. If price pulls all the way back, I'll get stopped out. Cool, it is what it is. However, now I could sit in the trade for however long. I have my alert set, and all I got to do is just sit and be patient and wait. So whatever happens at this point happens. These last contracts are currently up 23%. So now this is a risk off position, right? This is my live position right here. These contracts are currently up 23%. So now I'm just sitting in this trade and I don't care now. Is this making sense, TSA and everybody in the stream? So I took majority of my profits, right? I left some runners. I put a stop loss on my runners. So now my runners won't lose money, right? At worst, they'll break even on the last couple contracts that I have, right? And then I can let the rest of these run. And now I just have alerts set. So now this is how you go about your day, right? This is how you can leave. You can go do whatever you want to. So this strategy requires buying at least 9 contracts. Now you don't have to buy at least 9. You can buy 3 contracts. You know, you could do this with 2 contracts. Moving up my stop loss to my trading plan. Yes, it changes the game and it helps you sit and trade longer. Because now I have, put it like this, I have 0 emotion attached to this trade right now. I'm already green on the day, right? I'm already green. I already moved my stop loss to break even, right? And all I have is runners left. So it either pays or I'm already paid, right? Like it either pays more or I just get stopped out on the last couple ones. And it just is what it is at that point. Did you guys find this helpful? I think this was worth adding into the course, honestly. Like this whole time period of us trading, I think this is worth adding into the course. Like a live trading perspective of what it looks like emotionally when I'm trading, what it looks like when I buy into my position, when the trade's not working, you know what I'm saying? All those things. I think this is an important video to upload into the course. What do you guys think? You either profit or break even on that last contract. Exactly. So there's no loss for me in this situation. So look, the market's starting to sell off. Now I'm still sitting in green. So whatever happens here happens. Most definitely 90% of those trades is regulating emotions, 100%. So now I'm likely to get stopped out here. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I still haven't got stopped out yet. We just vibing. I still haven't been stopped out, so I'm just vibing now. Once you put the take profit order in though, once you put the stop loss order and your TP in, don't even go back and look at the contracts. Like, I mean, at least you don't have to, right? But just don't go back and look, because now you either get an alert that the trade hit your next target, or you get an alert that you got stopped out on your last few contracts. And at that point, it is what it is. But this was an overall great trade. I'm not gonna lie. If I would have averaged in back here, it would have made for a better trade from a social media standpoint. But I'm not trading to impress anybody on social media. I'm trading to make sure I follow my plan. Part of my plan is not averaging in on a position that's already in a loss. I only average in if I'm already green and I'm up a bunch and I like the position to continue going to the upside. Why does IWM contracts move so much more per tick versus SPY? It's probably just the Greeks. I don't like trading SPY. Like, I'll trade SPX and QQQ, but like the ticker SPY, I don't like trading it. All right, y'all, and I just got stopped out on that last trade here. On those last contracts. So boom, and that is it. So I just got stopped out on the last third of my contracts on this pullback here. Dantes, what's up, brother man? What's up? And that's how it's done, y'all. That's how it's done. And now, right, I can walk away knowing that I executed my plan, right? Today was a phenomenal day from just like a trading perspective. I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but this was a phenomenal trade. Even though it didn't pay 1,000%, 500%, anything like that, it's just the ability to be able to sit through the emotions themselves and just solely watch price action. I think today was a really good trading day. And I do have this recorded on YouTube, so I can literally go back. I can have the team edit it and throw this up for you guys in the course. The emotional roller coaster, it's definitely an emotional roller coaster. Yes, thank you. Good to see calm. It helps. Yeah, all it takes sometimes is just taking a deep breath and just don't open up your P&L. Like, that is the best tip that I can give anyone who's trading. Unless you're just desensitized to money completely. I'm not fully there yet, right? And even I've been trading for a while. I just don't like watching my P&L because, if I see a certain amount, let's say I'm trading and I'm up 3,300. I could be like, oh yeah, I just take, that's why I don't keep my P&L on. Because let's say I'm up $3,300, right? And I'm like, you know what can I do with, you start thinking about what you could do with 3,300. Oh, I can finally go buy that other computer, or I can pay off this credit card, or I can, I can go do X, Y, and Z. I could buy a little bit more Bitcoin. I can do whatever other scenario there was, right? And you start thinking about these things and you're like, all right, you know what? I'm cool with just taking profits. But guess what? That's not a part of your plan. Your target was never hit. So now you took profits at 3,300 and now your trade ends up going to your take profit, right? It gets to your TP, right? And then you miss out on the trade. You took profits at 3,300, but it really could have been 7,800. But because you were impatient, you know what I'm saying, and you were greedy and you wanted the money right now and you thought about all the things you could do with the money, you failed to stick with the plan. And this is where a lot of people get cooked at. It's because you looking at the P&L and you like, oh, $300, $400, $1,000, especially when you're trading a bigger account size, these swings, you know what I'm saying, you could be up, especially if you're trading IWM and you're getting hundreds of contracts, you can be up $7,000, $8,000. But if you're letting the emotional side get too attached to the figure, the number, it's gonna be too much for you to be able to sit in your trades. So you just got to close out the P&L. If you know your target is here, right, and here, what's the point of looking at your P&L? Once you enter the trade, what's the point? What's actually the point of looking at the P&L? No one really knows the answer to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's actually no reason you should be looking at your P&L unless you just want to. So, I say all this to say, you got to find these small little tweaks that will help you, progress, right? As a trader, you have to figure out what works best for you. This is why in TSA, I teach you guys how to trade and I give you guys multiple ways to trade, right? There's basically one formula and then I give it to you, but I want you to trade it in the way that makes sense for you, right? And this is one of the best ways to really be able to expand and grow your trading. Look at this IWM on the 1 hour. Bro, you just can't make this shit up, bro. They are manipulating the market so OD. Like, this shit is crazy. Yeah, I got closed out of my runners. So, if it continues moving, if you guys are still in runners, you could just leave them. You have a class? I have a Discord where I teach everything. And then we do live classes, live trading, stuff like that. Looks like it's about to take off. Yeah, this thing looks like it could move. I mean, we could move to 247. I could re-enter right now with profits, but it's about to be 11 a.m. My computer's already about to die, and I've been streaming for the last you know what I'm saying, hour and a half. I stayed within my 3%, so thank you for that info. No problem. Bro, I just joined your live and the fake pages are already following me. It's crazy. Yeah, please, y'all, don't get scammed by no fake pages. I will never reach out to you. I'll never ask you for money. I don't even have anything for y'all to buy at this particular moment. So, you know, everything is free. So please don't listen to the fake pages, please, y'all. I've been trying to report their accounts. They blocked me, which is pretty unfortunate. All right, y'all. Well, for those of you guys who are here in the Zoom call, you guys are good to go. Thank you guys so much. Great execution from everyone. Drop your screenshots in the Discord real quick for me if you could. If you closed out green on the day, go ahead and drop your screenshots in the Discord. I'm very proud of everyone's execution today. Great trading day. And yeah, we did an amazing job today. I love you guys dearly. Very proud of all of you. I see the progression in all of y'all. So yeah, have a good day, TSA. If you guys have questions, let me know in the Discord. All right, I'll see you guys later. Okay. All right, y'all. So stream, we back. So let's go over some of the some profits from members. Let's look at some profits from the members. You guys should be able to see this. Can you guys see this? Drop a yes in the chat if you guys can see this. Drop a yes in the chat if you can see this. Okay. So 94% first trade, one trade at a time. TSA lit. That is a fact. We are lit. 54% here on IWM. Patience, TSA. That's a fact. 3 bar on IWM. Let's go to trading profits. 94% here. I think people are still sending their screenshots in, so I'll show more of them later. But yeah, this is what it looks like to trade live with us. Can you explain what you meant by manipulation in the markets? I mean that actually, I got to be careful saying certain stuff, so I can't necessarily explain it at this particular moment. I'm sorry. Thanks for the info. No problem. Do you have any courses? Guys, all the courses that I have are free. My group is currently full right now, so I'm not accepting any new members. No, you can't pay me extra. I'm not that type of person. So yeah. When I open up spots, just be one of the first people there. So all you got to do is hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, and when I open up spots, you'll get a notification for it. But as of right now, we're pretty much full. But if you're in here and you want to learn more about the strat, you want to learn more about my entries and exits and how I'm able to sit in these trades. Let's say you sat in here this whole time and you just thought this was fascinating, right? One of the things that you can go ahead and do, if you haven't already, hit the follow button. But the second thing and the most important thing is this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm hosting a private live trading workshop. So basically, I'm taking 500 traders. This is specifically for people who have a 9-to-5, a cash flowing business, or have more than $2,500 to their name. The reason I say this is because you shouldn't be trading without capital. If you're that type of person, let's say you fall in one of those baskets that I just announced, I'm hosting a live trading workshop this Sunday where I'll break everything down to you for free. So if you want to reserve a seat, again, I can only seat 500 people due to Zoom's restrictions. But if you want to reserve your own seat, you can click this orange button right here. If you're here on TikTok, you can click this here and you can just go ahead and reserve a seat now. Like I said, it is free. There is a preparation kit that you can pay for if you want, you know, additional information, or if you want extra stuff, you can feel free to pay for that. But it's not something that you have to do. But if you like to come prepared to things, and you like to be the most informed possible, then that will make a lot of sense for you. And then for those of you guys who are here on YouTube, here's the link for those of you guys who are here on YouTube. It's blue. Real quick, let me check real quick. Is the button down there orange or blue? Is the button down there orange or blue? Oh my gosh, the camera just keeps dying, bro. This is fucking crazy. It's blue. What does it say? Hold on, let me check. Let me check real quick. Crazy. It's blue. What does it say? Oh, okay, it's blue now. Okay, they changed the color of it. Okay, yeah. So just click the blue button, and then click reserve your free seat once you're done, and then it'll take you over to the website to be able to reserve your seat, guys. It's blue. Okay, I didn't know it was blue. My bad. My bad. Notice how the market's starting to flip now. So we took profits. Again, this is specifically for people who have a 9 to 5, who have a paying job, a paying cash flowing business or job. This is specifically for you. If you don't have money right now and you're kind of in a tight spot and you still want to learn trading, I have a full 7-hour course that is 100% free. There's no credit card options, no card options, no nothing, right? No PayPal, no Cash App, no none of that shit. It's 100% free. I personally believe it's better than most people's paid stuff. So if you have paid for courses, I want you to compare it to my free course that I have. But yeah, you can click the link in my bio and you can access that immediately. It'll get emailed directly over to you. You can start watching the videos immediately. So with that being said, my camera keeps dying. So we just closed out green on the day. Once again, follow the plan. You guys got a chance to see it live. I'll post some clips on my TikTok. So hit the follow button if you